Good morning, everybody. We're here to review the second sample size of my trading simulation. We're going to go over some points that I've learned from this sample size and kind of mock myself here, as this sample size is somehow much worse than last time. So here we have down $200, less than, well, I guess that's not, no, that's still pretty bad. 1.4 to 1. We have an average return of negative $9 and less than a 20% win rate. Oh, rough. Alright, so I'm going to grab the previous sample size. This is what happened last time. Alright. As you can see, a little bit closer. Kind of the same RVR. And almost 40% win rate. In the last sample size, I noted that the most important thing I had to start working on was RVR. I am a little disappointed in myself that of all the things that declined, my RVR was one of them. So let's get on to the lessons here. Hold on. Okay. Number 3. I have to give myself more room to put my stop loss. So I have to increase the space here and use appropriate areas. So let's just go back here. We'll just go to Friday. Pick a random day. Okay. So if I were to put something like this, right? Let's say I had liked this candle or whatever, right? I put my stop loss there. I'd probably be best to use something a little further, like this one, or even one of these two. And this tool that I use on TradingView will help reduce the share size, right? So I won't be risking anymore, but I will be increasing the space that it takes for me to get stopped out. See, if I had put it right here on this candle, as you can see, I would have been stopped out when it got down here. But if I had put it here, it wouldn't have been stopped out, and I probably would have caught the majority of this move up to the moving average. Just an example. So that's number 3. Number 2 is taking money off the table. On the previous sample size, at least majority of it, I would aim for a 1-to-2 ratio right off the bat. So this is kind of how it would be looking. And this is probably a pretty poor example because it hit that. But oftentimes it would do this, where it would go a little bit up, probably hit 1R, maybe 1.5, and then it'd go back down towards stop, and I'd get stopped out. So I decided I need to take a little bit of partialing out at 1. You can see that's still barely scraped. It probably wouldn't have hit it, but you get the idea. I take some off at 1, and then if it wants to go back down, I still am in the green for that trade. That hopefully will improve my win rate, but will decrease my RVR. which is where the second part of the partialing comes in. I'm going to take a smaller amount off at 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, keep a small amount of shares that will hopefully improve the RVR as more gets taken off. Now this might require a home run to get like 2.5 or 3, maybe even just 2, but I'm still improving my win rate, which is kind of my goal right now, is to make sure I'm trading to a consistent standard. So that is the lesson number 2. And the number 1 lesson that I learned from this sample size is to wait for more indicators in my favor. Now I have this was already on the list of points, but somebody recently gave me advice and they made some very good points. Right, so like here's a pretty good example right off the bat here. See, what indicators I use to determine whether I get in a trade are pretty vague, I'd say. So far they include the Bollinger Band. I want a stock that is gapping down to go lower on the first or second candle, and then break the VWAP going up. I want the Bollinger Band to express it's stretching out lower than it should be on that gap down, and then I want it to head back up. That's the goal. Reverse for gap up. Right, I want the Bollinger Band to express where it should not be above the chart and go up or I can't. I'm trying to find one. Get a good example for you guys. Oh, here we go. So when it gaps up, you can see it's above the Bollinger Band. Well, I want to see a red candle pull this up, and then maybe a second green candle, and then I want to see it start dropping back down. As you can see, it's above the Bollinger Band, and it makes its way back to the moving averages within the Bollinger Band. That's the goal. But other than that, I really don't have a lot of factors. I don't factor in volume. I don't factor in a lot of moving averages that I could use. I don't factor in actually, Bollinger Bands and previous support and resistance lines that I've put on the chart, I tried to use near the end of the sample size, but it was almost non-existent near the beginning. So that I will use for the entirety of the sample size, and hopefully that'll help as well. So now that we've got all those out of the way, I'm going to make myself change up a couple things on the, let's see if I can find it. Okay. Nope, wrong one. Okay. Once again, I gotta change some stuff up on this to match those other factors that I need. Once I do that, I'll start tomorrow on the new sample size. Thank you everyone for watching. I appreciate it so much, all your support. Here's the little list of lessons. Alright, I'll see you guys tomorrow with a fresh look on the charts.